Hello, my loves. How are you? All right. So we are doing the energy forecast for the month of July for my empaths, changemakers, visionaries, highly sensitive people, the heart-centered people. You know who you are. You know how you live, right? We're gonna do our energy update. It's been a challenging time. We've got Pluto in retrograde, which is our planet of transformation. So a lot of universal tests have been thrown at people. I know everyone I've been talking to has been getting a lot of tests, but um, the ultimate message is be patient, trust the process. This is, of course, leading you to your highest good. So let's see what July is saying. So I did pre-shuffle our first set here, the outlook, just to get us started and to save you time. All right. We have the haystack. Oh, karma. You will reap what you have sown, which generally for the empaths is a good thing, right? Yoke. Oh, feeling tied down or frustrated. Okay. Mm-hmm. Wishbone. A wish is granted. And arrow. You're on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Okay. So just looking at that really quick. Again, that haystack, like I said, that's a really good omen for this crowd. you know, we're the service-centered people, we have a tendency to be putting lots of good out into the world. Sometimes though, we're not as good at receiving. And maybe keep that in mind this month, right? You will reap what you have sown. So you have put good stuff out there. You are always putting good stuff out there. You deserve good stuff back. It's part of the full circle. So trust that. This is very interesting. This has been coming up a lot in the last few days about that feeling tied down. When it's heavy, put it down, I always say, right? Which I did not get. I did not make up, obviously. So giving credit where credit's due, but there's been a lot of instances in the world around me where people have been like just not motivated or resisting things in their life that normally they love. And they're just like, I don't get it. I love this and I want to love this. Why don't I want to do this? What's going on? So see where it feels heavy, what aspect of it feels heavy, and where you want to release some part of it. Okay. This, just because you've always done something a certain way doesn't mean you have to keep doing it that way. You get to shift and change and grow constantly. So let go of the pieces that aren't serving and thrive again, right? Make it new and exciting and something you want to do. All right. Wishbone, a wish is granted. This is fabulous. I mean, like, what else is there to say? So, what is it that you've been desiring? Because, of course, remembering what you desire is meant for you. And I have a feeling that goes back to that karma. Yeah. And then, of course, isn't this so satisfying? That's so validating to get that you're on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Like, don't you just want to hear that sometime? So here it is. You're hearing it. Okay. You are on the right aspect. So, what I want to look at now is love and relationships. So I'll do love and relationships, passion and purpose, and then spirituality and growth. Okay. So what's really interesting is these are cards I have not used in probably over a year. I don't know why, just all of a sudden I mean I used to use them constantly. And there they go. They got something to say. Here it is. Yeah, and then all of a sudden they are popping out. Okay. So in our love and relationships, remembering to take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. Um, this is going to be, I usually find it's whatever is occupying space in your mind right now, right? So maybe this is a romantic relationship, maybe this is a family member, maybe, right? So love and relationships doesn't only mean partnership, loving relationship. It can mean family, friends, people close to you. But like I said, I find that it generally is in alignment with whatever is occupying space in your mind right now. So whatever relationship is in your mind, whether it's going amazingly and that's all you can think about, or maybe it's not going so amazingly. So we have yin and yang, right? Balance. And in relationship, I imagine that would be about the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Okay. Our angel of strength, being strong. Okay. Mm, healer of the ages. Oof. The magician in the mirror and broken heart. Okay. Some interesting, some heavy stuff here, right? Let me go over here. We're finding that balance. There's something going on with either you or the other person. And you are you're finding your way through it. This is taking strength, obviously, but there's some with the yin and the yang, finding that balance between divine feminine and divine masculine, knowing when to push and then knowing when to nurture, right? And these right here, very much about healing, the healer of the ages, the magician in the mirror. And again, like if you see the magician in the mirror, he's holding ice on one side and fire on the other. That's more of that balance, the opposite elements. um yeah, there's very much something being healed here, right? That broken heart. It's interesting, I could tell you exactly what this means in my case. um but there's either part of the relationship or someone's going through something in the relationship that needs healing. And whether it you or the other person. So the one is healing, the other one is bringing all of this energy, this love, this again, that divine feminine and masculine, the push but also the nurturing, um and being that strength. Okay. Passion and purpose. So this can be what you do to earn your money, right? How you make a living. And because oftentimes, servant-centered people are choose to do what they love for a living, right? Never work a day in your life if you do what you love, right? But it doesn't have to be that, right? So again, don't get caught up in semantics and technicalities. It can be about, maybe you've got a volunteer thing or something that's been nudging at you for a while that you want to bring into the world, or whatever it is. This is part of that. And again, I'm just getting that you're on the right path. So again, what's occupying space in your mind right now when you think passion and purpose? All right. Okay. Hmm. Walking away from something. Okay. And that again could be that back to the yoke feeling tied down, right? We might be choosing to walk away from something. Now, it could be on a small scale or a large scale. So remembering all the little steps lead somewhere. So maybe we're walking away from, an aspect of what we're doing in order to open up a whole other thing. It doesn't mean, we're just like take this job and shove it and leave, right? So, but what we're walking away from is giving us that door to personal healing and happiness. Okay. So this is guiding us to that space of fulfillment. And interesting, the envy card comes upside down. And, the thing about envy, I know immediately it sounds horrible, right? It's one of those dark emotions that everybody runs from. But the thing about envy is it can actually be really positive if you catch it. If you have that awareness, if you find, you catch yourself in that moment of envy, because it doesn't have to be this bad thing like, oh, I'm a terrible person and I don't want good things for other people. Ah, no, I caught it. And that was my subconscious sending me a message of, you know what? I desire that too. And being that it's upside down like that, that's kind of what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. Look for those moments of like those little tings that you get like, "Oh, I'd like that." And let that be a message to you like, "Wow, okay, I didn't realize I wanted that for myself, but yeah, I do." And thank you to this person for showing me that because now I know it's possible, right? So, yeah, that's exciting stuff. All right. So now we're going to look at spirituality and growth, right? This is our transformation, connecting to our guides, to our higher self, to the divine, and growing as a human being, of course, never striving for perfection, right? Because that's boring. That's lame. We don't want perfection, right? Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay. The door to romance. So it's an interesting thing because they say that you have the greatest personal growth within relationships. And that's what I'm getting a sense of here. So your spirituality, a lot of times we think of spirituality and growth as meditation and shadow work and this and that, but often spiritual growth is happening in the day to day, in the moment to moment. Okay. How you live your life. And like if you've ever heard people say, like a yoga practice, taking the practice off the mat, right? Sure. We can say this and do this in a closed setting, right? Like in a contained setting, like, okay, I'm gonna do my affirmations and I'm gonna do this and da da da. But it's like when we're actually out there having the responses coming at us and how we respond to these things, to the situations, that's where the true growth is happening. And again, I mentioned at the beginning with that Pluto in retrograde and the tests coming at us, I imagine that that's going to be a lot of where our growth is happening is within relationship. And again, like these love and relationship cards were, I mean, they jumped out. of the deck today, and I said I had not used these cards, and honestly, I think it's been 2 years since I've used these cards, and all of a sudden I had this nudge, and first thing they popped out. So this was a big message about what's going on in a relationship for you. And I think within that relationship is where your growth is happening. Whether you are on the side of being supported or you are the supporter. Okay? Either one. And I believe for both of you, this is the growth because you are in exactly the place you're supposed to be within this, right? And through this, you're going on that journey. You're learning, you're growing, you're getting in touch. And I've got the action upside down here. And honestly, what that tells me, so this brings me back to the yin and yang, um, where maybe we were balancing the divine feminine and masculine, but this action upside down is indicating to me that your growth is happening in the moments of the divine feminine, of letting go, of trusting, releasing control, right? In those moments, ugh, right, the ones we love, that's where your growth is happening. You can't control things. You got to let go. Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna see what our guides our guidance from our guides. We got one jumping. Oh, two jumping. All right, there we go. Hmm. Coming back to love again. Wow, a lot. Wow. All right. We have unconditional love. Yeah. You know what that means. You don't get to put your expectations on people. We are, this is a big theme for this month. Okay. Um, this is it. Loving that person as they are, for who they are, unconditionally. Um, it's funny, we come from a space of, as souls, we are very unconditionally loving, right? We are these beautiful soul lights of unconditional love. And then we come here into these human bodies and forget all of the stuff that we know instinctually. And it's sort of what we strive for achieving while we're here. And so this is a big part of what you're doing here, right? So we see interesting. And then this haystack, the karma. Hmm. I'm getting a lot about that, whether it be that you have received unconditional love and now you're going to give it, or maybe you're finally going to receive it. Especially as the empath, a lot of times we have been giving it for a very long time. And now we get to finally receive that self-control. And I'm getting here within this self-control, not to get carried away with the frustrations that might be showing up as you're going through all of this. Um, not to get caught up in stories that maybe you've told yourself in the past or people have told you. Okay. Fresh perspective here. Looking at things as they are, no filters, right? Back to that unconditional. Unconditional awareness often accompanies unconditional love. Okay. And then we have this life force. But if you look, that's Aphrodite. So again, more love. And that's just, you think of life force energy. That is the energy that sustains us all. It's the healing energy. It's the constant around us. And so that what I'm really hearing here is through all of this, through this unconditional love, through all of these things we're experiencing, the love is enhancing our growth and becoming like our life force energy, right? Showing up for us so that we show up for us. Allowing yourself to be loved, allowing yourself to love openly and freely. Okay? That's what I'm hearing. Okay. And then I did pre-shuffle this one. This is our dragon for the month, and it's courage. And that's interesting because a lot of this might take a lot of this. Okay. Um, again, especially my, heart-centered empath people, you may have been hurt deeply because you feel deeply and you've created maybe some walls. And this might be the month where you start tearing those down. And that's scary. And is it safe? And are you okay? The answer is yes, right? This dragon is here to let you know that he is protecting you and that you have the courage to do this. You can do this. And remembering, all the things that happened before have led you here to now. So you get to be in this place. You get to receive what that haystack, right? Your karma. You get that. Okay. And one last one. I love these. They're absolute beautiful cards with Rumi quotes, right? And a message. And they have such an amazing way of capturing and summarizing the entire reading in this like beautiful poetic way. So let's see what these say. Oop, and there it is. Okay. Right there. Beautiful. Cosmic heart. Yep, it did it again. I have seen everything. So this is the Rumi quote. I have seen everything. I have no fear. I have the heart of the lion. I shine like Venus. Okay. And the message is for life to work out with perfect synchronicity and generous grace, there is nothing you need to understand. You have been asked to bear darkness without losing hope for the return of the light. Here you are, still loving, still wise, ready for a love that is bigger than you have ever experienced. Yeah. Basically could have just read this at the beginning and saved us all time, right? But it wouldn't have been the same. So that's it. Oh, I mean that says it right there. That's what we've been hearing all along. Amazing, challenging, but rewarding. Okay. I would love to hear from you. Let me know how your month goes, if this resonates, where you're finding yourself with all of this. I see you. I love you. I believe in you. Have an amazing one.